And guess who's joining me for that other game from tonight? You're right. It's my co-host, Tyler Watts. Tyler, what's up? You made it.
Yeah, finally, right? Better late than never.
On opening night. You were just too busy. You were too engrossed with NBA Twitter, and you just wanted to watch the games.
Dude, NBA Twitter is it's one of the greatest but most time-consuming things out there, isn't it?
I
Like
had some
just
great I had some great NBA tweets tonight. I'm just letting everybody know. Follow me at Watch the Boxes. I was killing it tonight.
You were up in your tweet game.
Yeah. My NBA tweet game is in mid-season form right now.
My NBA tweet game is not good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not strong.
You're gonna have to step it up. I was killing some beat writers. I was killing the Bulls mostly. There was some guy trying to send people to his Patreon to get more information on Nikola Mirotic, but he misspelled Nikola. Like, it's like, what? Who the fuck is this guy?
So I'll admit that I missed that, and then you're a little bit closer to that situation than I am. So I'd like to hear what exactly happened. So Portis just went crazy and punched him.
You missed my rant about it. I've already breached that subject, and yeah, like that's basically the take. Is it was they never liked each other, and apparently it was a long time coming. And Portis basically, I mean, I'm fairly sure if you punch someone, so like the rumor is that he punched him once and went down. That means they weren't fighting. That means you came up and punched them. Like that, you don't punch somebody once and they go down. You don't get that good of connection if you're actually fighting someone. So I mean, I think Porter should be off the team. I just really should. And there's actually recently just on Twitter, there's apparently a loophole. If you do something violent, you can be terminated. So without pay.
So was this like, bitch, you're gonna take my minutes? I'm just gonna knock you out so you can't take them.
I have no idea. All I know is I'm out on the Bulls. I'm out on them. I hope they're the worst team ever. I hope they're worse than the Bobcats were that one year. I hope they win 0 games. I hope it's a disgrace beyond belief.
I just hope that the Warriors like go there and sit like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, and then they still win by like 75.
Well, I mean, that's not terribly far from how they started the season tonight. Tonight, Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets. This was also a weird game because you had Chris Paul and James Harden kind of feeling each other out. I'm predicting panic mode. I've already done my spiel about don't panic. It's the first game of the season. It's the first week of the season. Do not do anything crazy for like 2 weeks. What you need to do is exploit people panicking. And I know for a fact someone who owns Chris Paul is going to look down and go 4 points, 2 for 9. I got to get rid of this guy. Oh, no, this isn't going to work out. And that's not what happened in this game at all.
Well, and if you're a fantasy, if you understand the game, right, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Like, sign me up. Even with 4 points and a bad field goal percentage and no free throws and no three-pointers. Like, that's still some significant numbers there.
Yeah, I'm taking my 11 assists and the 8 rebounds. That's great. That's why I got Chris Paul, not for his scoring, but for his assists. And he gave me a ton of assists, and James Harden also had 10 assists. So this coexistence was a little dicey at times. It was a little strange. Chris Paul wanted to kind of walk the ball up or reset the offense sometimes, and the rest of the team would just run and gun, which is exactly what the Rockets are. And they're not on the same page right now. And I think Chris Paul's going to have a slow start to the season simply because they're just not on the same page. And Chris Paul's pretty notorious for being not easy to work with. So we'll see how that situation plays out. Well, I'm not worried about Chris Paul overall, though, at all.
We knew from the beginning it's going to be a transition for somebody here, right? Because they want to run and gun, and Chris Paul wants to be Chris Paul. And that's not necessarily run and gun. That's run some good sets and make some fancy plays with the ball. And he's, I mean, maybe the best passing point guard in the league. So, I mean, I think we knew there was going to be some growing pains here. It's important to remember it's just the first game. And I think Chris Paul is eventually going to be Chris Paul. We just need to give him a little time to get there.
Yeah, definitely. And another guy that's going to be panicked on is Clint Capella. He only played 18 minutes, but he still was 6 for 10, 12 points. He only had 4 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. People are going to panic on that. They're 18 minutes. Oh, no. But you got to think about who they're playing.
take it back to last year, right? The anybody playing Golden State, the center was the worst matchup in the league. They're especially big centers. They're just really good at eliminating you by playing that kind of floor spacing lineup and keeping you off the court and not really giving you anything, right? If you can't guard anyone on the other end, it's hard to keep someone out there. If you look at the plus minus, Clint Capella minus 23 in his time on the court. They just couldn't keep him out there. It wasn't that he was fouling. There was no way to keep him out there because they were getting schooled with him on the court.
Yeah, and that's just what the Warriors do. That's their MO. That's why they are one of the best teams ever.
Buy low, but do it quick because they play Sacramento tomorrow, and Clint Capella could just destroy them.
Yeah, Clint Capella could have 20 rebounds in that game and 20 alley-oops, and it will be amazing. That's going to be a really interesting game. If the Rockets did end up winning this game on a KD didn't get his shot off on time, but it's kind of a botched play, and the second half was very, very strange. I do want to stick on the Rockets, though. I was really impressed with Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon looked good. Now, you're going to look at his line and go, well, he was 0 for 6 from three-point. That's not good. And you're right, that isn't good. He had 2 blocks, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound. That's not that great in fantasy. He did have 24 points. But overall, it looked like he was going to be a significant part of this team, of this rotation. And to me, that interests me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think that anybody thought he wouldn't be. I think he was just going to be that kind of run and gun type guy. Now, he shot a little better than he's going to shoot some games. But, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be a good points, threes guy. I mean, he just no peripheral stats. So, I mean, you got to get him for what he's worth.
Yeah, he's not going to be some sort of fantasy star where he's blocking 2 shots a game or anything like that. But he was taking it to the rim a lot. He looked, I don't know, he looked quicker. He looked stronger. He looked like the Eric Gordon that people used to remember way back in the day when he was on the Clippers. I mean, he looked like old school Eric Gordon, and it was weird to see because I thought that was gone.
Yeah, no, the other worry is the injuries, right? I mean, a career high in the last 5 years of 64 games. Last year, 75. You know, he kind of beat that last year, but I mean, if you look before that, 45, 61, 64, 42, and then 9. It's like, does he stay healthy again? I mean, that's kind of the big worry for me.
Yeah, and I'm willing to take that chance in a deeper league, but in a standard league, simply because he doesn't provide me assists, rebounds, and consistent steals, I'm only using him to stream 3-pointers, or if I'm in a bigger league, he's one of my 3-point resources, so I'll have him on my bench and I'll put him in.
Well, in a standard league, the thing that keeps him on my team probably is 3.3 threes. If I'm a team weak in threes, I mean, that right there is that's a Klay Thompson 3-point level. So I think it definitely makes him worth owning in a standard league for me, but it's not the kind of guy I like to own just because there's just nothing there in the steals and blocks, and there's nothing there really in the rebounds or assists.
Is there anything else with the Houston Rockets here? Ariza played 38 minutes. Ryan Anderson played 33 minutes. They both shot okay. They did very typical things. Ryan Anderson had 8 rebounds and a block, 13 points. I mean, these guys are going to play at a high pace. They're going to be good usage.
Assuming Capella gets, 28 to 30 minutes, who takes the cop of the 10 to 12 minutes here? Is it you going with a little bit of everybody? Is it Ryan Anderson solely? Is it?
My guess is going to be a rotation simply based on their matchup. So like tonight, Clint Capella took the hit. In different situations, PJ Tucker, who looked pretty good as well, who played in crunch time, and guess who didn't play in crunch time? Chris Paul. Chris Paul did not play down the stretch. That was very interesting.
Was it the knee or was it the play?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was the knee. He was visibly limping. It was very obvious. And PJ Tucker was hot, and so was Eric Gordon. They were both playing really well. They both had 20. Eric Gordon had 24 points, and PJ Tucker had 20 points with 4 3-pointers made.
I could easily see Tucker sliding in there for Ryan Anderson late in games. I just think that Ryan Anderson is what he is, but the defense is going to hurt them, especially in certain matchups. So I could see Tucker getting some minutes down the stretch. I feel like this team is what it is. I mean, they only played 8 guys. So, I mean, you got to feel like everyone's going to get decent minutes and everyone's going to be pretty good for 3-pointers, and the fast pace helps them. I mean, they get a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists.
Would you pick up PJ Tucker in a standard league?
Yeah, I mean, PJ Tucker is what he is, right? He's going to be threes, rebounds, and steals. So if that's what you need, and I mean, he's probably more of a stream guy for me, but I mean, it wouldn't be the worst if you needed those 3 categories. He probably wouldn't be the worst to be the last guy you kind of hold on your roster.
Yeah, I'm interested if he fits something that I need. If anything, he's now a primary, one of my primary streaming targets based on those stats. Going over to the Warriors, the only news we really have here is Draymond Green did leave the game after the third quarter. He did seem to be visibly limping as well, and that was after he had accumulated 13 assists, 11 rebounds, and very close, only 1 point away, 9 points, 1 point away from a triple-double. No word out of Golden State, how serious that is, but he did not return for the fourth quarter, and this game was close. So that does not bode well, but he did walk off on his own power. So who knows how long that will linger.
Yeah, they don't play till Thursday? He's got a couple days to kind of rest up here, and we'll see. It didn't look super serious, but you never know about knee injuries. They don't even play on Thursday. They play on Friday against the Pelicans.
Yeah, so they got plenty of time to rest. That's pretty nice. I guess the other interesting things on here would be mostly for deeper leagues, since everyone who is standard league relevant should already be owned in your leagues, and they all looked very good. Kevin Durant had a quiet 27-5 with 4 blocks. That's always nice to see. Steph Curry came on late. Klay Thompson did Klay Thompson things. But the rotation for me was what was interesting was how early Jordan Bell has entered this rotation, and how it seems like some of the starters do enjoy playing with him, especially Kevin Durant.
Well, I mean, we talked about this at the draft, right? The dude is a crazy athlete, kind of a crazy steals, blocks, defensive specialist guy, and I think all the guys are going to play with someone like that, right? Because he doesn't want the ball. Dominate, right? Just play some crazy good defense. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to play with a guy like that?
Yeah, he fits their build, he fits their mold, and there's definitely no team that needs a 4 right now who isn't in the hospital or getting kicked out of the league, who would rather have $3.5 million instead of someone who's athletic and talented and fits a nice, fun run and gun system.
So the rotation here got a little messed up too because Iguodala was out with that back injury, right?
And then Draymond Green leaving in the fourth quarter. You had Looney running some minutes. Omer Caspi actually left with a sprained ankle earlier in the game. The standout is everyone's going to be talking about is Nick Young. Nick Young came in, and I think he dropped 17 points immediately, and 6 for 7 from 3-point, and everyone was losing their mind over Swaggy P. Let's not be hasty out there. If you're in a standard league, don't pick up Nick Young.
It won't be the last one though, and this is kind of the thing, right? Is you're not going to be able to predict it. He's going to get 20 to 25 minutes a game probably, and he's going to be open. So there are going to be nights where he does do 6 for 7 from the 3-point line again. It's not going to be very often. He's probably going to end up averaging at the end of the season 10 points a game, but there are going to be nights where he fills it up.
Yeah, definitely. And tonight was that night, and it's going to be weird nights. It's going to be the night that they're blowing some other team out, and they are basically just throwing their Looney and Omer Caspi out there, and they don't care. They're just screwing around. It felt like Kerr was just kind of, testing them to see if whether or not they could handle the adversity of playing with some of the younger guys and in a high I guess publicity game, very kind of important game. This could be the Western Conference Finals. It felt like the Rockets didn't play very well, yet they were always within striking distance, and then they struck. and a couple really costly turnovers cost the Warriors the game. So I don't see anything that I like. Nick Young, I guess if he's in your deeper league, I would pick him up immediately because he is going to play a little bit more, I think, than people thought. And obviously, Swaggy P can get hot.
Well, yeah, and I mean JaVale's going to get in here some, so like this rotation just kind of got a little weird, a little wonky tonight. I don't think you see Looney very often. I don't really know how much Omar Caspi plays. The other guys, though, I think they're going to play some at least. And, you know, Nick Young got hot tonight, but there are going to be nights where he's not shooting well and he gets 18 or 15 minutes. But the crazy thing about Young, too, is he's just going to be threes and whatever points he gives you. Like, maybe he'll get you a rebound, and that's it. He got 2 rebounds tonight. Nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, he's just going to be a bulk scorer. He's just going to shoot threes. I mean, that's what Swaggy P does. He shoots. And on that team, that's exactly what they want him to do. So it fits perfectly because chances are, if you're playing on the Warriors, I mean, if I was playing on the Warriors, I would be wide open. Now, no one would close out on me because I would miss the shot every time. But Swaggy P, like, he's just going to be open.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're always going to have 2, 3, 4 guys who are better offensive threats than him, right? I mean, like, he's never going to be anywhere near the top unless they have some significant injuries.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. So, I think that's it for this evening. Tomorrow, though, is real NBA opening night. Tonight's like the parade, like the Rose Bowl parade, and then the next day is the Rose Bowl. That's the last time I watched college football was 10 years ago when I watched the Rose Bowl. So tomorrow is everybody plays, and it's going to be great.
One question. One game, you can only take one, you're looking forward to most in tomorrow's slate.
Oh, man, that's too tough of a question, I feel. That's there's going to be so many good games. I guess I'm most interested, in seeing – I want to see Philly play. Philly and Washington will be interesting because I think we'll be able to see how good Philly actually is because Washington's actually a good team. And if Washington comes and just mops them up, then it maybe it's not going to be that exciting for Philly.
I am interested in – you want to guess my game I'm interested in, or you want me to just say?
My guess would have been Philly. But
I am interested in that game. But since you took it, I'll give my backup.
Okay. Who is it?
It is Minnesota against San Antonio.
Ooh, that is a good matchup. I
am just interested to see how this new look T-Wolves team looks against the always great Spurs. I'm interested to see how good Mr. Rudy Gay looks and how many minutes he can handle coming back off that Achilles injury. Everybody on Minnesota I'm interested in. I think Dang is primarily only going to play backup center, which could really crush his minutes. I'm interested to see that rotation. I'm just really, really interested in that game. 9:30 on ESPN tomorrow.
I agree. Jimmy Butler, I'm always enjoying Jimmy Butler since I have disowned the Bulls. I will be watching the Bulls West.
Dude, is that going to be your team now, Minnesota?
Yeah, it's the Bulls West.
Chicago? Yeah.
Why not? And I get a root for captain. Why not?
That's not that far from where you are. Just adopt them.
Yeah, that's a quick flight. Very quick flight. There's actually quite a few good games tomorrow. I know Boston played tonight, and they're still going to be, I think, reeling from Gordon Hayward, but they play Giannis. You got whether or not Aaron Gordon is actually going to play the 4 against the Heat. I like the idea of that. And then I actually think the best game tomorrow is going to be Utah Nuggets.
That's going to be a good one.
Utah's not going to be super exciting to watch, but the Nuggets are.
CJ McCollum suspended, so it could be the Dame crushes the Suns with the no defense. That could be a league pass alert. Just the Dame could put up like 65 points against the Suns.
That'll be fun. That'd be a fun opening night. Yeah, I mean, this is great. It's the NBA. The NBA is here. Tyler, it's here.
Dude, and it's a great slate, man. Even like the worst games, right? I mean, you got Charlotte against Detroit. There's some interesting things in that.
I'm not gonna watch that game.
Brooklyn and Indiana.
Don't care about that one.
I mean, that's gonna be a kind of a run and gun shootout, I think, because Brooklyn can't play any defense.
I'm interested in both of those teams from a fantasy perspective because I just want to see, what they're doing, what the rotation is, and just really how good these guys are going to play.
So yeah, I mean, pick your game. I think everyone is going to have some intriguing storylines. It's here. It's finally here. We've been talking about it for months. I am more than excited.
Basketball's here. Congratulations, everyone! You made it. And we are going to be here for basically for a majority of the season. So feel free to tweet at either one of us. Tell us what you want to hear on this show, what kind of content you like, what you don't. We're going to be doing buy lows and sell highs and waiver wires and all sorts of different things, and mostly just breaking down some the box scores and telling you what you need to know for your team moving forward. The first 2 weeks are usually the most important time. So Tyler, where can people tweet at you?
You can find me on Twitter at Watsy4444.
That's right, and you can find me at Watch the Boxes. Please, if you enjoy the show, rate us, review us. It takes like less than a minute. It's incredibly quick. And the review could be great or terrible, 5 stars, or my mom made me listen to this. Whatever you want to write. It doesn't matter. Write anything you want.
I prefer Tyler's awesome, Mike stinks, 5 stars.
Yeah, that is fine. I don't even care about that. Just rate us, review us, because that is the number one way you can help us be seen by more people and help us keep this podcast going. So we really appreciate everybody who's been listening during the off season. All the new listeners, we've seen a bunch of new listeners out there. So welcome to the show. If you have feedback, we respond basically directly. And if there's things you want to hear, we will put them in the show. So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow for real NBA opening night. Good night, everybody. I should probably stop saying good night, everybody.
Yeah,
it's like
they're probably listening during the day.
Probably listening tomorrow.
Good afternoon, everybody.